Greetings from MWN.com. Dr.M.Wilson, formerly Vice Principal and Head of Department of Commerce, Scott Christian College, Nagercoil is delighted in presenting this session. Thank you. Please subscribe the channel MWN.com. Demand and supply. Law of demand. Demand is the quantity of a product or service that consumers are willing and able to buy at a given price and time. The law of demand states that demand for a product decreases, its price increases. Demand may also be defined as the number of goods that the customers are ready and willing to buy at several prices during a given time frame. The law of demand states that the quantity purchased varies inversely with price. In other words, the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. It is noted from the graph that there is a negative relationship between price and demand. It means that when price increases, demand decreases. Like that, when price decreases, demand increases. Exceptions to the law of demand. There are some exceptions to the law of demand. They are stated as follows. 1. Giffen goods. These are inferior goods that people continue to buy even when the price increases. The unique characteristic of Giffen goods is that as its price increases, the demand also increases. 2. Veblen goods. These are luxury goods that indicate the owner's social and economic status. Economist Thorstein Veblen, who introduced the theory of conspicuous consumption. According to Veblen, there are certain goods that become more valuable as their price increases. If a product is expensive, then its value and utility are perceived to be more, and hence the demand for that product increases. 3. Price expectations. Sometimes price of some products may increase. In such cases, consumers may buy more of these products before the price increases any further. Like that, when the price drops or may be expected to drop further, consumers might postpone the purchase to avail the benefits of a lower price. 4. Basic or necessary goods. People will continue to buy necessity products even when the price increases. Example for these products are like medicines, rice, sugar, salt, etc. 5. Prestige goods. Some people prefer to buy prestigious goods at high prices. These products are purchased to indicate social distinction. If the price of these goods increases, demand for them may increase instead of decrease. Example: cars, diamond, gold, etc. 6. Consumer ignorance. Consumers sometimes may buy more of some goods at the higher price due to the unaware of the increase in price. 7. Quality and branded goods. Some prefer to buy branded goods even at prices since they are accustomed in the usage of such goods. 8. Change in income. Increase in income may impact on buying better quality goods instead of spending more on inferior goods. Determinants of demand. The important determinants of demand are as follows. 1. Price of the product. 2. Income of the consumers. Rising incomes lead to a rise in the number of goods demanded by consumers. 3. Prices of related goods or services. Of complementary products, an increase in the price of one product will cause a decrease in the quantity demanded of a complementary product. Example: rise in the price of sugar will reduce the demand for tea. B. Substitute product. An increase in the price of one product will cause an increase in the demand for a substitute product. Example: rise in price of fish will increase the demand for chicken and decrease the demand for fish. 4. Consumer expectations. If the consumers expect higher income or expect an increase in prices of goods, then it will lead to an increase the quantity demanded. Like that, if they expect a reduced income or a lowering in prices of goods, then it will decrease the quantity demanded. 5. Number of buyers in the market. If the number of buyers increase, the demand of goods rises. Similarly, if the number of buyers decrease, the demand of goods decreases. Law of supply. In economics, supply is the number of products that a producer or seller is willing and capable to provide to buyers. Its law states that supply will surge as price increases, as producers want to maximize profits. Quantity is closely related to the price of an item. Supply is a fundamental economic concept that describes the total amount of a specific good or service that is available to consumers. The law of supply states that the supply of quantity of good or service will increase when the price of a good or service increases. Like that, the quantity supplied will decrease when the price decreases. It may also be stated that as the price of an item goes up, suppliers will attempt to maximize their profit by increasing the number of that item that they sell. It is noted from the graph that there is a positive relationship between price and supply. It means that when price increases, supply also increases. Like that, when price decreases, supply also decreases. Factors determining supply. The important factors that determine supply of goods and services are as follows. 1. Price. It is concerned with the price of the product, the price of related goods, and the price of inputs used to produce the product. All these factors affect the supply of goods and services. 2. Technology. The level of technology used to produce the product will determine the quantity of goods produced and supplied. 3. Number of suppliers. The number of suppliers in the market determine the quantity of goods produced and supplied by the firm. 4. Government policy. The amount of government regulation, subsidies, or taxes in the market determine the quantity of goods produced and supplied. 5. Production conditions. The production capacity and production costs determine the quantity of goods produced and supplied. 6. Competition. The level of competition determine the quantity of goods produced and supplied. 7. Weather. For certain products, like agricultural commodities, supply is also determined by weather and crop yields. 8. Supply chain efficiency. The efficiency of the supply chain also determines the quantity of goods produced and supplied. Law of supply and demand. The law of supply and demand is the theory that prices are determined by the relationship between supply and demand. If the supply of a good or service increases than the demand for it, then prices will fall. If demand increases than supply, then the prices will rise. The relationship of supply and demand is determined through the following graph. It is known from the graph that supply curve is a positive one, and it means that price and supply are in direct proportion. The demand curve is a negative one, and it means that price and supply are in inverse proportion. The two curves cut at one point, and that is called the equilibrium point. It means the quantity demanded and supplied are at this normal level, which determines the price. Thank you. Please subscribe MWN.com.